All right, it's been a while. So what I'm going to do is I bought a chicken, a baked roast chicken the other day at Market Basket. I ate the legs. I love the legs. And $4.69. Excuse me. And I'm going to take this chicken, I'm going to put it in here with some water and boil it down until all the rest of the meat falls off, and then I'll use the juice from this to make something. It's September 8th, 10th, somewhere around there, and it's getting cold. The garden was terrible this year because we've had 40-degree nights. Tomatoes don't get ripe in 40-degree nights. These tomatoes are my sister's from Rhode Island. They're not mine. Mine are the cherry ones. That's it. They're very bad. I got a ton of green ones sitting out there, but they're still green. So I'm going to take this, and I think I'm going to add, since we do have a lot of garden greens. Oh my God, we got greens. We've been eating greens every day. Oh, I'm going to add some Swiss chard and some spinach to this. And I have some garlic out in the garden. What else do I have out there? Not much, because it's just the tomatoes didn't get ripe. The cucumbers stunted because it was so cold, no heat. The yellow squash stunted. I've got yellow squash itty bitty ones, but it's too cold. For the last 3 weeks it's been 40 to 50 degrees at night, and nothing gets ripe. So anyway, I'm going to take this chicken here. I'm going to take it and take the little elastic off of him. Get my little knife. Okay, get my knife. And I don't know why they tie him up. Probably when they put them on the rotisserie, it makes it a little easier. All right. Pull it right through. Whoop! There he goes. All right, so I'm going to just tear this apart a little bit. Nice white meat. Going to have some lovely, and the flavoring on the outside will be nice too. So let me probably cover that with water. I'll cover this with water. Yeah, I'm going to make, I think, a chicken stew. Not a soup. It's going to be really thick. I'll put lots of stuff in it. I think I'm not going to have a cream base, and I'm not going to have a tomato base. I'm just going to have a chicken broth base. I think that'll be good with herbs. Okay? Put my cover on. Turn the heat on. Let it come up to high and let it cook for probably an hour. Been about an hour, and the chicken is done. Right here. I'm going to add now cold water to it because it evaporated. A lot of the water evaporated, so I'm going to add some cold water. Make it cool enough for me to get my fingers in there and start picking the meat off. Going to get a bowl and start picking the meat off of it. Saving the juice, but picking the meat off of it. Taking it like this, pulling it out, taking the meat off of it, putting it up in my fingers. The bone, I'll put the bones in here, and the meat I'll put in here. I'll take this all out here. I'm saving the juice. Beautiful meat. Look at that. That's going to be in a beautiful stew, a chicken stew. Okay, I have my broth, and I brought in some. Just went out to the garden. I picked some garlic chives. You can use plain old chives. Plain old chives if you want. The knife is going. Oh, he's sharpening the knives out there. Okay, no wonder I have any knives. Now I'll have to use my scissors. I'm going to cut up the garlic chives in the broth. You don't need these garlic chives. Trouble cat. So there's the garlic chives. Garlic chives. And I went out in the garden, I got some fresh rosemary. You can use regular rosemary if you don't have fresh rosemary. Most of you probably don't. So just get some rosemary. Or any herbs you want. I have oregano out there too, but I didn't think oregano would be too good. This smells very nice, this rosemary. Here we go. So, Oh, thank you for my knives back. Uh-oh, the knives are sharpened. You know what that means? I'm probably going to cut myself. Okay. So we have that. I also took some of I dug up some, what was that? Horseradish root. Some horseradish root out of my garden. And I put some pieces of horseradish root in here. Now, instead of using horseradish root, you can use like a teaspoon of horseradish. But I'm using fresh horseradish root. I already put some in there. See, I have my root, horseradish root. Wonderful. Delicious. Okay, so that's going. Now I'm going to put my chicken back in there that I deboned. All that chicken, a lot of chicken. I'm back on the diet. It was a bad summer. Gained a couple pounds, like 6 pounds, 8 pounds. So here we go back into the diet. So got that. Now we need garlic. Always, I dug the garlic out of my garden. It's in here somewhere. I love it in the refrigerator somewhere. Somewhere. Ah, there it is. Okay. Dug the little cloves of garlic out of my garden. And now I will take the little cloves, mince them, little pieces, and put them in here. 2 cloves, that should be plenty. Don't want to use up too much of that. Now this is going to be all vegetables, so I'm going to turn this on to like number 8. I'm going to add some red pepper. Give it some color. Red pepper. Red peppers are not hot, just beautiful, nice. Nice, looking good? Looking good, there we go. We got red pepper, nice, looking good. Getting a little warm here. Now, I like celery. I'm gonna put some celery in there. Okay, celery. You can actually put in anything you like. The thing is with, if you put broccoli in there, broccoli's got very strong flavor. So I'm not gonna put broccoli in there. I'm going to put vegetables in that don't have a real strong flavor. Celery. Oops. You want to make it as thick as you can with as many vegetables as you can, so that you feel like you're eating a meal with the chicken in there. Celery. Yellow squash. Yellow squash doesn't have much of a flavor, so that's pretty safe to put in there. And I'm going to put it in little pieces, not big pieces, so that so it'll become part of the whole soup. And I don't know if I'm going to use the whole thing or not. Probably not. Probably just use, oh, the bad at the bottom. Oh, bad. Oops. Yeah, oop. There we go. Get rid of that bad part. Okay. Fresh yellow squash out of the garden. Beautiful. A lot of it this year. A ton of yellow squash this year. From my daughter, not me. Those bags did not work. I'm not going to use bags anymore. No. Yellow squash. Little pieces in there. Even come up finer than that, so I can almost cook in there and dissolve and become part of the stew. Huge amount of taste. It's cauliflower. And this cauliflower looks pretty bad, so this is going to go to the chickens. This is not a good cauliflower. I could probably cut some of it away and save it, but I don't think so. I think that'll hit the road. Okay, so today I went out and picked some New Zealand spinach. So here we have tons of spinach. So I want to make sure there's no stems on my spinach. I picked most of them off. And just put the leaves in. So Cut them up a little bit, the leaves of spinach. We had this morning for breakfast, spinach, of course. Put them in there. And see, these are the, when it gets this time of year, you get the little seeds right here. And if you let them grow bigger, then you can, that's what I use for planting next year. So there's quite a bit of New Zealand spinach in the, see that right there, the little seed right there, that's the seed. Not quite big enough, but if you let them go in the garden, you dry them, and then next year that's your seeds for your New Zealand spinach, so you don't have to buy seeds at the store or online. I used to buy everything online. So I'm cutting up my spinach here. New Zealand spinach is going to be very healthy. The spinach will help thicken it up. And this is very low carb. Got to go back to low carb because I ate too many carbs this summer and I'm not feeling good. I just don't feel good when I do that. I feel like bloaty, not good. So here's some more New Zealand spinach. Cut some of that off. I got the tops there. Okay. You can use regular spinach. I just happen to have a ton of this stuff in the garden, the New Zealand spinach. So it's going to get used in the soup. Kale. Kale's another great thing to add. So here's some kale, which I just got from the grocery store. Nice fresh kale. I stripped it off of the stems. Now I'm going to cut this kale up into little pieces right here. Kale. And it all cooks together in about a half hour. Then I'll taste it and see what it needs, and to taste it, put flavor to my taste. Okay, there's all that nice kale. Okay, so let me get a spoon. Let's stir this, see what it looks like. Where's my big spoon? My big spoon must be over here. Yeah, my big spoon. Okay, so smells pretty good. Smells very clean. Very clean. That look nice? So we'll wait till it cooks down and see what we have to add for flavoring. I think I'm going to add some more spinach too, because I do like spinach. And I got a boatload of spinach. So here's some more spinach coming out. I went out and picked it one leaf at a time this morning. Talk about a pain. And then washing it 3-4 times. But it is excellent. Tons of vitamin A and good nutrition things in this soup. Okay, so we've got celery. I did not put onion in it. I probably should. Let me put some onion in it. Let me put some onion in it. Towels always get so wet when you use them as a hand towel right here. Constantly wiping my hands. What I have in here is a red onion. So I'm going to use the red onion. Only because it's sitting in here and I can use that one. So there's the red onion. It'll add color to it too. Make it pretty. Now if I wanted to, I could throw in rice or pasta and really make it good and thick. But I don't want to because I don't want the carbs. So there it is, and turn that down to low and let it set here. There's the chicken coming around with the vegetables. Doesn't that look healthy? Excellent. Okay, it's been cooking down. It's cooked down as much as it should cook down now, and the chicken has separated and it smells very good. So now I'm going to taste it and see what it needs. I'm sure it needs salt. That's one thing I never put in things, but so let me taste it and see what I would like personally in it. Let's see. Just some of the broth. Let's see. Yeah, it's bland. It needs salt. Salt or something that's a little spicier. So what I want to do, I think, I have some, oh, good. Peccato Romano cheese. And since there's no carbohydrates in cheese, no carbs, I am going to shred some of this into the soup. So I'm going to have a little peccato romano cheese. You can use just plain old romano cheese. This happens to be in a refrigerator since, what's the date on this? Sell by 12/17/12. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 5 years ago. This has been in there 5 years? Holy smokes. 12/17/12? Oh my God, I knew it's been in a long time. Well, it hasn't turned any color, so hey, it's still good. So we'll shred some of this in here. Cheese never goes bad. It just gets kind of like old women. It just gets better with age. I'm going to find my little shredder. There it is. With a spoon. Shredder. Things always make their way to the back if you don't use them a long time. There it is, way in the back. One of these days I'll go through that drawer again. Okay, so let's take this peccato romano cheese and, oops, shred some of this in here. This is really aged. I did throw some blue cheese away the other day. I mean, it was really blue. I mean, the whole thing had turned blue. So I guess it was kind of ready to go to the compost heap. All right, that looks pretty good. Put this away for another 5 years. And of course, elastic it. Always put elastic around everything so they stay good. And keep it refrigerated, of course. No air to it. Pat it back away. In the back, where the back is, okay. Now let's stir this. Ooh, that smells good too. And I know I have to have some salt in there because it's so bland without it. So let's put some garlic salt in there. Or sea salt. I don't know which one I put in there. Let me stir it in here now. Okay. And let me take another taste. That's nice. That cheese gave it a nice flavor. Let's add some freshly ground pepper and some salt. Freshly ground pepper. And some salt. Gotta have some salt. Alright, that should be enough salt. And for my own special taste, I love granulated garlic. So I'm going to throw some granulated garlic in there too. Just a little more granulated garlic in there. Okay. I kind of like the same type of flavoring all the time. There we go. Okay. Pepper, salt, Romano cheese, garlic, granulated garlic. Now that smells good. And stir it around here. No, hardly any carbs at all. That's the whole thing, is no carbs or very low carbs. And very good. Could still use some more salt. Maybe a little more cheese, whatever you want to put to it. There it is. You can do it yourself, whatever you want to add to it. Experiment.